there now.
Hi. Hi.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be attending the Silicon Mountain Conference of 2022. So here I am on my way to the conference. This is when I arrived and this is how everything is just looking, and this is our booth. I went into the hall to attend the conference because it was already starting. This is where we were. There was kind of a power failure. There was no electricity, so we were just trying to figure out what to do, and this was the vibe at that time.
Alice, say hi. You guys say hi.
Those were my colleagues, and yeah, it's this guy, Makalonge, and he's doing some spoken word for us.
Not to take so much of the time, we would like to call on the man who is the brain behind the
today we are here. This journey began about 10 years ago when a group of young men and women thought that they could organize themselves to build an innovation city on the mountain. Today we are in that innovation city, what is called the Silicon Mountain. With this welcome, I want to tell you a little story.
I would have loved to stream the whole thing, but I'm time conscious. Anyways, he gave us like a rundown of how they started and how during that period where we had no internet in the southwest, he had to travel for 135 days to Douala to work. So we should always be determined towards our goals.
So, good afternoon once more.
Good afternoon.
And thank you for being here. I'm proud of you all, proud of seeing you all, especially you young deputies who are aspiring to change our nation through disruptive technology. We are presenting preliminary findings of the Silicon Mountain Startup Ecosystem Survey. And this is intended to just give you some figures about what this ecosystem looks like. In terms of specialization and academic profile for the startups, most of the startups are graduates of engineering and computer sciences. And this represents 60% of the startup companies.
Okay, so I would like to know that there's a whole document about all of this thing he's saying. I will try and find the link and link it down below so that you have access to it. But he gave us the statistics of how tech startups are doing in Cameroon, and it's actually great. You should go check it out.
Believing that whoever took the light to the end of the tunnel will not be able to dim your light. You are greatness. The super macchia that is going to rescue your people. You are the Sambareto that is going to bring greatness to a place that you have lost it. Because we have been on this rough edge for
She did a spoken word bit and it was actually quite interesting, but it wasn't really my speed, so I wasn't really paying much attention to that. No hate to her, she did well. The next person we had was the Paramount Chief, and he had to come and share some words of wisdom with us, and I really loved that.
So I went for the bait. But I want people to look more deep inside of you and find what is in you that you have not thought about. If I showed you a seed today, and I say, like a mango seed, I say, what do you see in this mango seed? You probably tell me you see a seed. But for me, I see a tree. Because that mango seed is going to grow up to a tree and become a tree, not just a seed. But it goes beyond that. If you look really carefully, I see a forest.
First of all, I was very privileged to even be in the same room as this man, because again, royalty and whatnot. But he gave a very important speech about the future and how we should never undermine ourselves and we should always reach for the stars and beyond.
now. We're talking about tech. Tech
development, the raising development in the world right now. Everything we do relates with tech. The phone, social media, money transaction, payment platform, everything has to do with tech. But now, how can we use tech to create a sustainable food system? To use tech to make access to information for farmers, to make access to information.
She gave a very interesting talk, so I'm going to link all of her details down below in the description box. But basically, her plea was that we should try to make farming more relevant in Cameroon, which I 100% support.
I'm here on behalf of Mr. Patrick Bello, that's our chief pilot, the CEO of Orange Cameroon. And I want to thank you for your warm welcome, the minds behind Silicon Mountain, for opening your doors to Orange Cameroon. And I want to thank you all for your warm welcome.
We here at CROCHET Commission are really pleased to be here with you to celebrate. I know that there has been a hotly contested series of hackathons and preparations for the competitions. We are particularly interested in, believe it or not, the category involving waste management. For those of you who follow us regularly and what we do, we've worked quite a lot over the last 15, 18 months on championing green issues. We worked a lot on the policy work around what was called COP26, the climate conference in Glasgow last year, and is happening again in Sharm el-Sheikh.
An address presented by the Southwest Executive Council on the occasion of the 2022 Silicon Mountain Conference. The Divisional Officer for Buea Subdivision, the Lord Mayor of Buea Subdivision, His Royal Highness the Paramount Chief of Buea, members of the Silicon Mountain community, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is a singular honor for me to address you all today on behalf of the people of the Southwest region on the occasion of the 4th edition of the Silicon Mountain Conference, holding under the theme Local Solutions for a Sustainable Digital Economy.
We are not looking
God,
at
what is it with these people?
as an industry. I'm talking for the case of Cameroon. I've heard the chief spoke about it. The lady from Orange Cameroon spoke about it also. But when we want to talk about consumption, we first need to talk about the industry. Is there an industry? And when we talk about having the potential, we should talk about the structure.
Well, it's kind of like the chicken and egg problem. I don't know exactly. Is it that we need to have more successful, because when you look, like it's true that the technological products here in Cameroon are doing a lot of the telecommunication networks are doing a lot of well. But how many startups are we seeing doing well? And so the problem is, how do we get to that level? Is it that we need more successful startups in order to show to this industry of very little tech talent?
So that was my boss, and they had various discussions on tech in Cameroon, on waste management, and how the tech space is growing. It was actually quite interesting, but at this point my phone was really running low.
Now every industry knows that there is apprenticeship. Every industry knows that once you employ somebody, they have to be schooled in the activities and the working manner of that particular company. You cannot take somebody somewhere and bring them and they become immediately useful. If you think about it again, you train lawyers and then they have to go to law school.
He gave a very good point about how universities teach what they can teach, and then in between hiring and working for a job, we have to develop some of our various skills so that we can better fit the job, and I support 100%.
Hi.
Someone needs to be part of it.
After the panel discussions, there were some prizes that were given to people. As you can see, some people were even holding their giant checks. The thing was almost finished. We had to go and prepare for the gala, and we also had to do some networking, which is what I spend most of my time doing. Here I am at the gala, and it was like Wear African print or something. And here are my colleagues and my boss, and this is what we had. This is my low vibrational plate. If you know the Twitter joke, please let me know down in the comment section. Anyways, here I am just trying to get the feel of the place. It was actually not bad, but it was not the best. I'm sorry if people get offended by this, but yeah, we had some great entertainment. These guys with the fire and everything, it kind of freaked me out if I'm being honest. But my co-worker was all over the place, like, look at him, I beg. Anyways, it was actually quite interesting to watch. And then we had some dancing. We had a dance off between the girls and the guys. And yeah, that's just what are they even doing? Okay, the girls are dancing, and then yeah, the girls are dancing more again, you know, try to tension the boys. And then the boys are getting ready to dance, and look at the guys are like, oh yeah, you people did not do anything, you people did not do anything. So yeah, the MC is kind of introducing the guys, and then the guys are warming up, and now they are ready to take the stage. It was actually very interesting, interactive, and fun. I actually really had fun for a tech conference, and I'm not saying that tech conferences are bad. I just was not expecting so much fun, meeting so many people. So, like, because this whole thing just revealed to me that I'm actually a tech girl at heart, because I did know a lot of the people that were there, and now everybody has moved on to get their own company. It was actually just interesting. I don't know why I'm rambling, but yeah, we had this artist come and sing. At some point, my social anxiety started kicking in, especially as I wasn't having a main target to do. I was only supposed to just sit and maybe network. It just made me very anxious. The place was closing, and I was like, yep, that's it. I'm calling it a night. But this is my experience for Silicon Mountain Conference 2022. Hope you enjoyed it. Please follow me on my social media, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.